True transformation cannot happen without a renewal of the mind. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Mind over matter. If the pain of where you are never exceeds the pain of change, you will always remain the same. Through a renewal of the mind, and it takes a process. True transformation, mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.
Yo, welcome back. Mind over matter. I'm Ken.
Hi, Coach Lynch in the building.
And I'm Taylor.
She got energy today.
She got a little energy today.
I ate.
Yeah. I'm tired of a little hungry self.
So let's get right into it today. I wanted to do this topic, man, because I run into a lot of people, man, who really don't like themselves. They don't say it, but their behavior says it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to title this joint, Loving the Skin I'm In.
That's good.
And what this is going to launch something that we're going to be doing really soon. Y'all, we're going to help a whole bunch of people, y'all. I don't want to give it away. So I just want to say loving the skin I'm in. And it's about how we get people to start loving themselves, man. You feel me?
Yeah, just to be themselves, man.
Be themselves and then love who they are.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be afraid to. Is that what it is?
All right, so let's get into it.
It's about to get deep.
It's going to get real deep. So first things first, I'm going to start out by saying this right here. And my wife wanted me to say this.
Okay.
She said, Ken, you know, it was easy for you to love yourself. She said, because you had a dad and a mom that told you how great you were. All right. Wow. She said, they told you how great you were. My dad, I remember, I'll never forget it. He used to tell me, he said, son, you're just as smart as anybody else. And because dad said it, I believed it. Yeah. I believed it. And that's why I was always competitive in school. I didn't ever want you to get a higher grade than me.
Right.
Because my dad told me I was smarter than you. Right. And because he told me, he indoctrinated me with the belief that here I am smarter than you. Mm-hmm. Right. All right. Or just as smart as you, no matter the color of the skin. So I wanted to do this today, man, to help a lot of people who didn't get that.
Right. So, you know, they need to know that first and foremost that this all is going to stem from their self-image. Yes. And, you know, from the moment they're in their mother's womb, right? And it was the third trimester. Third trimester in their mother's womb, all the way till they're about 6 or 7 years old. Right. This self-image is being formed.
Yes.
All right. It's being formed and it's being, like you said, indoctrinated, programmed into your subconscious mind. And, you know, a lot of it is stemming from that time period right there. The foundation was just, it was built or not. You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For good or bad.
Yeah, and let's get into the science behind it. There's a science behind the third trimester when you're in your mom's belly till you're 7 years old. You don't have a subconscious mind. Everything you get, everything you experience, everything people say to you, all of those things help create your subconscious mind.
It's being formulated.
It's all being formulated. Whatever you take in is being formulated. So like if you're a kid and they say your lips are big, you talk too much, you know what? You ain't gonna ever amount to anything. You're ugly. Right. So because you have no point of reference, that is your point of reference. And now as you get older, everything was put into your subconscious mind, you begin to believe it. Until somebody interrupts that and rewrites that program.
That's good.
And that's exactly what we're doing. We're doing today. We're going to talk about how we rewrite the program. I'm going to tell y'all something. A lot of people out here, because I remember they used to have a commercial out there that said, "Be like Mike."
Wow, I was just getting ready to talk about that. That's crazy.
Were you?
Yeah, in the very beginning, I was getting ready to say how that brand was built on people's self-image.
It was built on people's self-image.
Go ahead.
And I hated it. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people, I would tell my friends, I said, I despise that commercial.
Yeah.
And here's why I despise it. Yeah. Not that I despise it. Mike was the greatest, okay? But I despise them saying, be like Mike, because here's what happens. When you tell a kid, be like Mike, they disregard who they
themselves.
All right? Yeah. And then it's like, my whole being is around like being like somebody else.
Yeah. Well, when you try to be someone else, you actually become separate from your true self. So you can never get to the essence of your true self because you're trying to become someone else.
Wow.
So point number one would be like to stop comparing. Because when you compare, you're trying to be like someone else, like Mike. If I could be like Mike. Like, that stuff still ring in your head right now. But look, check this out. My favorite player was Charles Barkley. So
I like Charles too.
But what I'm saying is, I never got programmed by like Mike. If I could be like Mike, I never got programmed by that in my subconscious mind to be like Mike, because I ain't rock with him anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we couldn't win championships because we had to go through Mike.
True.
So at the end of the day, Mike was great, and I rock with Mike now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now my emotions, my feelings ain't in the way because he's knocking off my best team. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, that was good for me not to get indoctrinated and programmed by that be like Mike stuff, because I ain't rock with him anyway. So shout out to them.
Shout out to them. But this comparing yourself is so pervasive in our society.
Yeah.
And what happens is, it's almost like we got fruit in front of us, right? And this apple and this orange that I'm looking at are both fruits.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you compare an apple and an orange, they could never be the same.
Right.
They could never. It's just like I might be a man, but I'm comparing myself to another man. And what happens is when I do that, I end up in perpetual frustration because I can never compare myself to something that is not like me.
Right.
And
Right.
you can never really be
You can
them.
never be that. You don't even possess those
Right.
properties.
You can't.
Right.
You
Not
don't even
yours.
possess those properties that make
don't
up an
have the
orange if you're an
DNA.
apple.
Exactly.
Like, come on, you tripping.
Exactly.
But real quick, Ken, I want to give them 3 main things that affect their self-image.
All right, let's do
All
it.
right, so they got the thoughts, emotions, and feelings. This is one. I just want you to understand. Group this all into one.
Okay.
Your thoughts, emotions, and feelings, right? And then you have your environment and you have your associations. Listen to what I'm saying. You got
Okay.
3 things. You got your thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
Right.
You have your environment and you have your associations. These are the things that affect your self-image. So you got to watch where you be at, the places you go, right? You got to watch the people you're around. You know what I mean? Because remember I told you before, like, you the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. The places you frequent all the time, like, all that stuff is programming your subconscious mind, and all of a sudden you start comparing, and then you create these thoughts, these feelings and emotions, which bring the things into your life because of the law of magnetism and attraction, right?
Right.
And then all that stuff, and that's how the things you think about, you bring about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So all that stuff you got to be on point with. You got to be on point with it.
I like that. I want to run something by y'all.
Go ahead.
And the people out there. And some people might be thinking, well, what about when I look at people and I have examples of what I want to be? People, because it's good to look at people, look at us.
Right.
And say those are examples. There's a difference though. And the difference, people don't understand the difference. The difference is, it's okay to model somebody else, but it's not okay to mimic them. And the difference is, when I model you, so I look at Lynch, and Lynch tells me, okay, Kim, you got to work out. You want to get your body like this. These are the things you got to do. Yeah. So I'm modeling you.
Right.
But I don't try to be you.
Right, because I
That's
said in the group, when we posting the pictures of the food and all that other different type of stuff, and somebody start doing what somebody else was doing in the group, and I stop them, I'll be like, yo, who was the model?
Right.
I'm like, yo, did you see me post that? Nah, I seen such and such post that. All right, how they body look?
Right.
Hello. Why you ain't see me? You ain't see me post that, and my body don't look like that. So who the damn model?
Yeah.
Like y'all bugging. With y'all, y'all tripping. Yo, let the model. You gotta trace, erase, then replace.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So you trace the model first. You know what I mean? Then you erase the old behavior by tracing the model, and then you can replace the actual model that you're using with your own stuff, and you make it yours. You know what I'm saying? You trace, erase, and replace.
You said the key word.
Shout out to my
You
pops.
make it yours.
You make it yours.
At the end of the day, you make it yours.
Yeah.
I look at the model and I say, okay, I can take this from the model. I'm going to do this with the model. But you can't mimic the model.
Right.
I can't be you.
Right.
There was a scary movie that came out one time called Mimic.
Yeah.
And what it was they were actually taking a person and they're cloning them. So they're mimicking the person as opposed to modeling, saying, okay, I'm gonna take the best of this person, right? And I'm gonna be better.
Yeah.
But what happened? Taylor, think about when you're young, when you're a young person.
I'm young.
And a lot of young people don't have self-esteem. And I noticed you, remember when we met, I said, there's something different about you.
Yeah.
Because you reminded me of me. You were like, I already know what I want to be. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. I'm this. I'm great at this. I had never seen a young person like that. How did you get like that? How did that become? I know how I got like that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, how did you, as a young person, because a lot of people don't get it that they're young.
Yeah. Honestly, even like thinking about it when I was going through this, it started with my mom. Like, I was blessed. I'm blessed to have both my parents. So I went through the same thing like you. Like, yes, they always affirmed me. But what my mom would always do on our trips to school, because we would go to school like a good 30 minutes outside of our city, where we were going to private school when we were younger. But every day she would make sure, because we went to school with Asians, whites, Italians, all kind of, any Spanish heritage you could think of was there. Everybody, any heritage you could think was in my school systems. So my mom was always trying to make sure that we knew that we were just as proud of our heritage as they are. You know, because that's one thing that, you know, African Americans don't really have. You know, like some of them really don't have that sense of pride because they feel like they're not connected to any homeland. You know what I mean? Like they really don't know. So my mom, what she would do is she would always start off, she would go, I am somebody. And we would repeat it after, I am beautiful. Like she would just go in, and then we would do different affirmations every morning. And you know, I didn't realize what she was doing until I got older, to a point where in 7th grade, I think, you know, that's still a point where, you know, you're looking at everybody, still comparing yourself, you know, because you're still at that prime age. But I was able to write a whole, it was like an essay, and it was about us. But the way I approached it was I started describing myself. So the way I described myself, like I literally went, I'm a young woman with the skin color of milk chocolate, with almond-shaped eyes and pudgy lips and thick and nappy hair. And for that very reason, I'm proud. Like I even threw in Maya Angelou's line, I'm the dream and the hope of the slave. Like, you know, I said that in a point in my life where I didn't even know I had that sense of pride within me. But I was able to write it. And I remember when the teacher, she was like an older white lady. She picked up my paper and she didn't even say who she was going to be. She was like, this one, it just put me in awe. Like I entered it into this competition and this competition. Like with that, like, and she was like, and I just have to tell it to y'all. And she started reading it. So you can imagine a white woman, older white woman, reading I am a young woman with the skin color of milk chocolate. Like just imagine it. So I was just sitting in my chair like, oh man,
we
she's saying it.
Republish that joint.
And I've used it for so many things since then. It's gotten me in a 10
No wonder you still know all the words.
I used it in my senior portfolio.
I was there.
I will always proclaim those words. I always
that's good stuff.
Them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let me tell you what happened. It was simple. It was just Proverbs 22:6.
Good.
Look, your dad did it, your mom did it.
Yeah.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
Yeah.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
That's true.
Absolutely right.
It's the word. It's rooted in the word.
The problem is many people have not been trained that way.
Yeah.
And my wife said her parents were good, they provided.
Right.
She said, but whenever she wanted to do something, like she said, I want to be an entertainer. My wife said, but they said, oh, you don't be an entertainer. And then my wife said she wanted to go to 4-year college.
Right.
You don't be in 4-year college. And then when she decided to go to beauty school, they didn't really want to go to beauty school.
Right.
Wow.
But she decided, I'm going to go anyway.
Right.
You know, anyway. And she said, which I'm not taking credit for this, but she said when she met me, she said, I began to pour into her. Now, the funny thing about when she met me, I was working as a security guard. But I told her, I had just graduated from college. I said, I'm working as a security guard. I'm not a security guard.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, you got this?
That's good, yeah.
I said, I'm working as a security guard. I said, what I'm doing right now, this is a stepping stone. I was going to business seminars. I said, I'm going to own my business, and people are going to pay me for what I know one day.
That's good stuff.
That's exactly what I told her. And she said, I kept pouring in her, you can be this, you can do this. She said, all of a sudden, it rewrote her subconscious mind.
Right. And the problem is that a lot of our parents, not yours because you did it, maybe not your father's because he did it, but they understood the power of the subconscious mind. Right. And what's so powerful about what we're doing right now, people actually listen to this podcast, they will see how we talk about the subconscious mind each and every time. and they can understand it too and rewrite, the history or the landscape of where their people might go. You know what I mean? The people that they're connected to could go. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's man, it's just powerful when you understand certain things, and then you start to play a hand in the manifestation, the process of manifestation. With the help of the Creator, because you connect with the source.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, that leads us to the second point. What Taylor said.
Oh, hold on, real quick, because I just want to touch on it real quick.
Go ahead.
Because we always talk about the subconscious mind, but you have a super conscious mind.
Okay.
You have a super conscious mind, and when you connect with the source, you connect with all creativity.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so there's another ascension. So we will get deeper, but we want to let you know, when you connect with that source, and when you're truly one with that source, the Creator, the God, whatever you call, all right, the source, then you tap into all creativity.
Absolutely.
And that's why every single day, you call me up was, yo, I got an idea. Like, this dude's the king of ideas, man. Like, I got an idea.
It's probably
I'm
a
like,
different one.
Can we
each
finish
person.
Can we finish this one, Kim?
But listen, but I can't stop. And it's funny, when you tap into what God, and I told y'all behind the scenes where I am and what I've been able to release in my life. And when I release it, I've tapped into what God wants me to do. And it's like, I can't turn it off. So I get that. Sometimes I'm like, I turn this off right now. All right, God, like, he don't turn it off when he want to.
Right.
He turns it off when he wants to.
You don't want him to turn it off.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
Because you know what?
Exactly.
For a while it was off.
Exactly.
And I'm searching. And I'm like, I felt this before. This divine connection that you talk about.
Right. Real quick, it has unlimited access to all knowledge and information in existence.
Absolutely.
So when you tap into it and you get to that level right there,
that makes so much
you'll
sense.
be a whole nother level.
That's real. That's good.
Whole nother level. Now, point number 2.
Point number 2 is positive self-talk.
Exactly
is
what
it said.
Mom Dukes,
Yep,
what Mom
she
Dukes
sure
was
did.
instilling in you.
Yep, I am
Straight up.
somebody.
Yo, after the podcast, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna take a picture of TT's wall, but it has I am, and then it has a bunch of little words that we put up on the wall.
Oh, you got to do authentic moment in front of that. It's what I'm instilling in my baby.
Yeah.
That's so deep
powerful.
right there, baby.
That's
Oh
so
my
powerful.
God. That's so deep. But positive self-talk, here's the thing though. Let's tell people how they do it. You always do positive self-talk in the affirmative.
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
See, here's what happens. You're rewriting the subconscious mind because the conscious mind is only going to feed you what you've been feeding it.
Yeah.
It comes through the subconscious.
Yeah.
It doesn't know right or wrong. So if I keep saying, I am great, I can do double unders. One day,
Yeah.
I'll be able to walk into where I can do double unders.
Right.
So here's the funny thing about the gym. Y'all never see me trying double unders, but I do try them. But I try them away from everybody else, and I keep telling myself, I'm going to be able to do double unders.
Oh, yeah.
I study everybody in there the way they do them.
Yeah.
Everybody in there. But what happens is I don't let other fools get in my head and say, you'll never be able to do them. I don't care what they think. So when I affirm myself, I can do them. And what happens is your subconscious mind begins to find a way to make it conscious.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the part when you affirm yourself, you always do it in the positive as though you already have it because the brain doesn't know if it's true or false. That last story, one quick story, I'm gonna let y'all go about this. I told myself when I was 35 years old, when I was actually 36, but I told myself I was 35. And the only reason I told my wife that, because we had a joke running, who was the oldest. And I said, I'm 35. Do y'all know, this is no lie, for an entire year, to my next birthday, I begin to believe that I was 35. Now, real talk, this is deep. You can tell yourself something so long that it becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be true.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, whatever you say, I believed it. And then the next birthday, my wife was like, I was like, shoot, she had a birthday party for me, right?
Yeah.
At the birthday party, people were like, well, how old are you? I was like, shoot, I'm 35. So my wife thought I was playing.
Yeah.
She thought I was joking, right?
Yeah.
She's
She
like,
just
no,
came out.
you're not.
Yeah.
I was like, quit tripping. Yes, I am. She add up your birthday, fool, is what she said to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been telling myself this lie for so long that it became real. How many people out there tell themselves something? So do it in the positive as opposed to in the negative.
Yep.
Start saying in the positive, I can make money. I can do this. I am smart. I can graduate from college.
Yep.
I can do that. That's what positive self-talk. There's a book out there I read, What You Say When You Talk to Yourself. Helped me change my life.
That's good stuff.
That was a book. So that's what Taylor's mom do. Sometimes some people don't have moms like you or
Right,
dads
right.
like me.
They don't.
So they got to do it themselves.
Yep.
You got to say it to yourself. You got to do it yourself.
Yep.
That's it. But the fact that you guys are doing it for your daughters, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Power of the subconscious mind.
Power of the subconscious mind.
And positive self-talk too.
Yeah.
Real quick, man, I don't know. I got a lot of books that I go into. I study and stuff. Y'all like, yo, we're gonna do a podcast on such and such. So I'd be like, all right, man, what book can I go study for a little bit and pull some stuff from? So, right now I'm in my bag and I'm this book is dope. But I just want to say something about this real quick. It says, I think it's Isaiah 55:11. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please. Mm-hmm. So you say it. You say it. Look, speak what you seek until you see what you said.
Whatever you just said was deep. Say that again.
Speak what you seek until you see what you said.
Oh wow.
So sometimes I'll give a PDA. I call it a public display of accountability. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not of affection. I give a public display of accountability where I might say something that I don't even have it locked in yet. Like when we did the workouts at the mall. In the middle of the mall.
Yeah.
Never before been done in fitness where we went in on some flash mob stuff and did a workout in the middle of the joint with the microphone. They gave me a microphone in the middle of the mall. I'm in there hollering at people and everything, right? But before we even closed the deal and wrote the contract on the joint, I just told everybody, we about to be working out in the mall. I got to make it happen now.
Right.
I got to make it happen. I just told 50,000 screaming fans that I was going to do this, that, and the third.
Yep.
That's called a public display of accountability. If I got 50,000 people waiting on me to do what I said I was going to do, come back and check on your boy. You understand what I'm saying? So we make you got to make it happen. So speak what you seek until you see what you said. Just put it out there, man. Just put it out there.
That's good.
Just put it out there.
That's real good. I even wrote that one down, man.
I had to too.
Speak what you seek until you see what you said.
That's
Wow,
man.
That's
good
exactly
stuff.
what it is.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
That's good stuff.
Wow, that's funny. Do you know I back when Drumline came out, I used to just say I'm going to A&T.
Oh, see?
And I ain't even.
See?
And then my uncle had to correct me because I really thought it was in Atlanta.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, "Yo, this ain't Atlanta." He literally made me Google it. He was like, "I need you to Google this right now."
Yeah.
And so literally now I went to North Carolina A&T. I knew when I was applying to colleges, I was like, "Yo." That was one of the last colleges I applied to too. I was like, I have to apply to this school. I was like, I've
That's
never
dope.
visited. I don't know anybody who
dope.
went.
So let's
I
do
don't know
this.
nothing.
So check this out. Let's help the people out. Let's do this. We're going to give them an exercise. This is what they can do. For point number 2, we're going to give y'all exercise. And what we want to do is get you to get like a 3x5 index card and write down 3 affirmations. Write down 3 affirmations. And when you write down these 3 affirmations, this is what I want you to do. I want you to read them at night before you go to bed. And I want you to read them when you wake up.
Yep.
But you have to read each one 5 times.
That's good.
3 affirmations. So one of them could be, I want to go to A&T.
Yeah.
In North Carolina, though.
Yeah.
Not the one you know what I'm saying? Or like, you want to affirm it. So you say, like, I will, attend North Carolina A&T. Like, you want to affirm it. You want to say it. I sent you a link. It was a bunch of TED Talks with, they were performed by inmates from San Quentin.
Yes.
And, well, actually, the one that you do was locked up in like Washington somewhere, Washington State somewhere, something like that, Monroe, something like that. But I was watching a series on cats that was in San Quentin, and it was actually produced by inmates. Inmates were running the cameras. Inmates produced the whole joints. But these joints was crazy. But so one of the stories, one of the kids, he played basketball. He went to the state championship at basketball. It was at the LA Coliseum where the Lakers play and all this different type of stuff. And, you know, his uncle used to take care of him and give him rides to school on his motorcycle. And his uncle told him, he was like, yo, listen, when you graduate from high school, I'm going to buy you whatever you want. I'm going to get you whatever you want. But before he finished high school, before he finished high school, his uncle was murdered.
Oh.
But he had instilled in him the belief that he was going to finish high school by affirming it, saying when and not if.
Oh, that's good.
So the power of the word when made him finish high school. Now, he was affected, you know, by, you know, very, very traumatic experience by his uncle, you know, getting killed. And that was the person who was taking care of him and things like that. So it led him, you know, to the streets to want to avenge his uncle's death, or, you know, to go gang banging and stuff like that, to be a part of something. And that's how he landed in San Quentin with like a 25 to life bid. But, he spent the whole joint. It was dope though, yo. It was dope.
Those
But that power that win. Oh, those dudes are educated, man.
Man,
Those
that
dudes,
dude that you
listen.
sent me was so educated.
Oh yeah.
He educated me on some terminology. I'm like, whoa.
But the premise of his talk was just dope. Turning prisons into schools. It was crazy, man.
Wow.
It was crazy. And he was out there with his jumpsuit on, and then he had like a 5X jumpsuit on. He took his jumpsuit off, but he had the graduation robe and pulled the cap out of the joint. It was crazy. And the way you could hear him talking about how, man, it was just crazy, man.
Gave me chills.
It was crazy. Gave me chills. That's why I sent it to you. I was like, yo, this is powerful. If they actually had the mindset, but yeah, we're gonna get into a whole nother subject. Maybe that's the next topic. But we go to we gotta go to the third point. We go to the third point, Ken, to help people really, really love the skin that they're in, they need to never stop growing. And I believe that one of the things that makes people compare themselves to others, that they become complacent with themselves for a little too long, to where they start to, you know, hate the place that they're at. Yeah. You know what I mean? They just don't like where they're at anymore because they got complacent, and then they realize that, you know, 5 years later, you know what? I don't like this car anymore. Like you wasn't striving to get another one. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. Like, you know, I don't like this hairdo anymore. Okay, you wasn't really feeling the one, like you wasn't loving it and appreciating it when you got the first time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's so you gotta always be willing to grow, Ken. I mean, you agree, or how you feel about that?
I agree 100%. I say that because when you start growing, you die. You start dying.
Yes, sir.
And I just feel like many times people want to do, but what they have to do is get around people who think like they want to think.
That's good.
Notice I said
that stretches you.
Think like they want to think. Because
Yeah.
I may not think this way now, but what happens is once I get around people who think like I want to think, there's something that happens. It's called transference of emotion. And when transference of emotion happens, whenever you're hanging around people who have intense emotion about something, passion about something, that emotion transfers to you. Okay? Especially if you desire to think like that. Okay? It's just like, Taylor, you're with me and Lynch every day.
Right. But I'm even thinking before y'all, how I even got to this exact mindset. Like my mom and my pastor gave me like the unstoppable kind of thing.
Yes.
But it wasn't really attached to like anything else. You know what I mean? I just knew, I can do this. I'm unstoppable. I can do this. I can do that. I can do that. I can go here. I can go there. You know what I mean? It was kind of one of those things. But as soon as I was in network marketing, and I was around other people who now, like, the people who we followed, they were Canion, Smith, Kendrick Smith, and Everett. Like, when I say that, they now own their own app firm here in Greensboro.
Wow.
Like, they own their own app firm now. But we always knew it was bigger than this. It was like we were teaching ourselves. I literally, when I say I spent every day with our team, every day we were just watching some kind of something that was empowering, or like a TED Talk, or something from like one of the head people who were inspiring us. That's other good. Different laws and stuff. That's when I started reading some of these books, like Think and Grow Rich. I would have never thought to read it. I didn't know about it. You know what I mean? Until that point. Yeah. So college, that's when my mind expanded even more, where, wow, I really can do all of this, but this is how.
Yo, I just sent that book to my brother in prison.
Wow.
I sent him Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. Because I know that he'll relate to that one that's by Dennis Kimbrough more than he will relate to Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
He'll get the same principles, but it's an abridged version. Black Choice. See, I've read both books, and I've got with both of them. But the Black Choice, if he gets a story about Oprah or Magic Johnson or something like that, Madam C.J. Walker, then he'll understand that because he might have studied them in school or seen them on TV and stuff like that, and to bring him from where he is on the conscious level that he's at, and trying to bring him up, I understand where he is. So now I got to bring him up a little higher. But Think and Grow Rich, man, it's a great joint. Yep.
Wow, that's deep.
Very
That's good.
It's amazing what happens when you surround yourself with people for such a long amount of time. Now it's in you. It's you.
Oh yeah.
And with the internet, you don't have to be in proximity of the people.
You
can be in, small town USA, but you turn on that computer and you got mentors, you got results, you got other people that I can connect with now with just a click of a button and boom, I'm with them.
But even then, you still will attract even more people who think like you now because you think like that.
Right. That's true.
Because that's the only reason why I'm sitting here with y'all.
Well, you attract the thoughts of people and experiences which are congruent with how you think and feel about yourself.
There it is.
So as you raise your self-image, then you bring more people into your life that will, be consistent with where you're trying to go or what you feel about yourself currently. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever see how, negative stuff keep happening to people all the time? Or you may have even been in a spot like that, or, at a place like that one time in your life where it's just bad stuff after bad stuff after bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that magnetism is real. You know what I mean? Like you said before, Ken, like the vibrations and the frequencies that we operate on, it attracts these things into our life. So so you this is some good stuff, man.
So let's tell everybody this. This is what we're gonna do, y'all. We're gonna do something. So we want you to look at this video that we got coming up. We're gonna wrap this up, but we got a video coming up that we're gonna do, and we want people to love the skin they're in. And so we're gonna do this thing called the authenticity campaign. All right, and what we're gonna do is show you the real part of us. Real part of our life. This is gonna be so dope.
Y'all ain't ready.
Yo, this gonna be so dope.
They ain't ready for me.
Hey, they gonna hey, my wife always say, better stay ready to keep getting ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, we gonna show them real stuff, man. I'm so excited about it, man. I think we're gonna start a movement. I think we're gonna start a movement. So our objective today was just to help people who don't love themselves. There are some that do. Three of us, we do. We love the skin we're in. Yeah. We want to improve. We want to get better, but we love who we are. So our endeavor is to help people become fond of themselves.
That's good.
At the end of the day, you got to live with you. And it's all right to be cool with you. You feel me?
That's good.
Anything you want to leave them with?
Man, I just want to let them know that, when you're true to yourself, you're in harmony with not only yourself, but with other people and actually with the world around you.
That's good.
So, that's why, what we about to do is going to be so powerful that, you attract, everybody that is cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like I'm greatness. You hear me?
Yes.
Greatness. And when we bring greatness, other great people into the fold, and we can't do nothing but ride on the great goat. We can ride on the great tail.
That's it.
Yeah.
The great train. I don't know. Let's roll.
Let's ride.
My pastor always says, going from that greatness, it took 9 billion different sperm cells to implant to go into to impregnate your mother.
Right.
So in order,
how many?
Out of 9 billion different little
so
sperm
you mean all
cells.
random fools?
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. So because you were that miracle, because you are that miracle and you're here today, you made it out of all of them. Yeah. Out of all of those different cells, you made it. So because of that, you are God's best idea. You are a miracle.
That's right. That's right.
You got this. Love yourself.
Wow. That's right. Hey, it's mind over matter, y'all. And if you don't mind, then whatever skin that you in just ain't gonna matter, baby.
That's good.
We'll see y'all in the next one.
That's good. That's good right there.
Mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.